Gonna try this out. Camera's supposed to be working. It's not, but welcome in. Bravo Network here. This is a league where essentially we got 32 men here. It's called a Destiny Madden League. I found this league a couple years ago. Group of 32 men in here. Spanning from the ages probably like 16 to 50 something. Cool group of people. It's a rule book established in this league. This league is specifically meant to give a realistic, the most realistic you could possibly get out of Madden. That's what this league is for. So we got a rule book. We got the My Madden website that we use to qualify trades. We do we even do content. And advances work pretty much like every 72 hours. We let the CPU do a lot of the work because the goal is really for us to be GMs and then just have a hand in. He just dropped that shit. And then just have a hand in the game whenever we can with the decisions we make, the stick skills we have. It's all in the effort to give you a realistic simulation type league in Madden. Without cheese. This is a non-cheese league. You're looking for people to do some crazy stuff like run back 10, 15 yards, and then make a completion. Just naturally, that's not gonna happen. We got some crazy rules. It's only crazy. You would only call it crazy. That's bad pass. You'd only call it crazy because it's just like, why would you do this in a video game? Well, we doing it in a video game because we want Madden to be a certain experience, as realistic as possible. Some of them rules, I guess you could say some of those rules is essentially when you rolling out, okay, some of them I don't even agree with, but hey, it is what it is. This is I'm in the league to test my GM skills, to play against non-CPUs, play against users every week. And this is what I signed up for. So one of the rules, Madden has a terrible time with covering QBs outside the pocket. Or not even QBs, covering wide receivers outside the pocket. So what we've had to do as a league was eliminate players from throwing outside the numbers. For instance, play action play like this. Get to the numbers, you gotta throw it away or run it when you get to the numbers. You can't hold on to it and try to make another pass. Another rule on defense, you can only strafe. Let me show you what it looked like. On defense, you can only strafe. It doesn't mean you can't sprint at all, but when you're facing the quarterback, the rule is to strafe. Or if you're, okay, so look, this is the best way to explain it because it sounds crazy just saying it out loud. Like, nigga, we can't sprint on defense? Is that what you're telling me? No, that's not what I'm telling you.
Okay, ready?
I'm saying you have to strafe. Watch as I play as the safety. If you fall for a play action and you just out of your zone, then you got to do what you got to do to get back in coverage. They're not calling the play.
Ready.
Okay. You can only strafe. And you can't switch while the ball is in the air. You can only switch on the ball when there's a run play or if the ball is actually caught already. So you can move forward. You can sprint forward.
Ready, ready.
You can sprint backwards if you got caught in the play action and they finessed you.
Ready.
You also can't move pre-snap. Can't move pre-snap because the game just it just doesn't account for O-line like schemes.
Ready, go.
The scheme is not good when the defense starts to move. Like they'll literally watch somebody run right past them and won't attempt to block them at all. So look at Christian. Good Lord, it's gonna be a tough season. That's him with my number one.
Ready, ready.
You ain't going nowhere. We ain't giving up nothing today.
I seen this guy right here. This is a good example of how the strafe works in this league. There was a route coming behind me. I moved up way too much in my zone. No, moved up way too much in my zone because I thought this guy might have been coming across, but obviously he's doing a zig back to the outside. And so what I had to do was stop and kind of get back into this zone right here because I knew this guy was coming back across the middle, but he got the ball off, obviously. But that probably would have been an easy completion to bro right here because I came up too far in my zone. Like, that's literally my zone right there. But I'm seeing that guy reacting late, and I'm coming up trying to hold him, not realizing. Boom. So that's an example of just not sprinting, playing. I mean, obviously this wasn't good defense. This defense within the rules, but I'm moving up too close in this hole. So, but that's just an example of the rules and how they work. So it's not like you can't make plays or move around or not sprint around the field. It's a matter of realistic movements because Madden knows damn well.
On the double.
What a cut. So the league supposed to start on Wednesday. We're just gonna go through the preseason. Probably get the regular season started on the weekend or something like that. But in addition with this channel and this league that I'll be casting every week,
You ain't doing nothing today.
we're gonna have some NFL analysis, some real life NFL analysis, do a couple games.
Go now.
I kind of pick the games every week. And then we can come on here and talk about them a little bit. It was a great first week for the NFL. Could have been better, but I think it was great to start off. Last night we had Aaron Rodgers go down. All that hype, all that promise, all that looking forward to the season, the Hard Knocks episodes, the slobber knocking of Aaron Rodgers, of how great he's gonna make us. The jersey sales,
Ready.
the pick'ems in the early years. This is the reason why those owners, like the contracts, they'll never be really guaranteed like that. Or
You ain't doing nothing today.
football players, they'll always have the short end of the stick when it comes to the contracts and stuff like that, because the amount of anticipation, the amount of money that's going to be lost because of this. People bet money, not just the owners. The owners ain't the only ones losing money because the stadium's not going to be as packed because Aaron Rodgers not there. I mean, it's the New York Jets, so people going to show up regardless. But there could have been a surplus, and not a surplus. There could have been, you could have charged an arm and a leg for these tickets. Now that's not going to be the case.
Let go.
That's not going to be the case anymore. They can salvage the season just by being good. That's the beautiful thing about sports, though. So the tough thing about it and the beautiful thing, Zach Wilson, we know he's not really like that. Give me that. Oh, I'm about to say, come on now. Get your hand in that.
Come on.
I knew I couldn't pick it off, so I pressed X. I switched to him, and I shouldn't. Yeah, I just did it just because we in practice. We not, we know we're not supposed to switch. We just in practice trying to make plays. That's all.
Ready.
But
You You ain't doing nothing today.
Yeah, this was. Let's put Lucas Van Ness in there. See if he does something.
Ready.
But yeah, usually we wouldn't start off with no Jets talk, but they was the game last night, and they did win. So that was exciting. That was exciting to see. So some of the things, like, I don't want to go through every game. Sometimes that's just a little bit too excessive going through every game, but we can highlight some important things, like some of the best performances we probably seen, some of the best matchups we probably seen, some of the most surprising things we probably seen. And what we looking forward to for next week, I guess, you know. But I'll put it out there. I'll embarrass myself for the first time here. I had San Francisco and Pittsburgh. That's probably my most embarrassing pick. I picked Pittsburgh to win that game. I thought Mike Tomlin was gonna be able to do something to have his guys ready. San Francisco was traveling from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast to play for a 10 o'clock body game. Mike Tomlin, Hall of Fame head coach. The defense is stout. They're supposed to be stout. They definitely wasn't stout yesterday. They're supposed to be stout. And then they had Brock Purdy coming back from a pretty significant injury, if I'd say so. That's a significant injury. You never know how somebody gonna come back from that. So I think it's fair. I thought it was fair to suggest or guess that Pittsburgh could come out on top on that game. So I would say that was probably the most surprising, only from the perspective of Coach Tomlinson not having his guys ready to play ball. They got whooped. I mean, the biggest ass whooping was the Giants and the Cowboys. I didn't watch all of that, but I seen some of it, and it seemed like from the onset, that was just ugly. The Cowboys, a lot of people gonna look into it. Cowboys this, Cowboys that, they such and such and that and that. It's the New York Giants. They overperformed last year, and they had to pay Danny Dimes for it. Those guys are going to regress to the mean, I believe. New York Giants are not really. I mean, didn't they make the playoffs last year? Didn't they? I believe they did. Or if they didn't, they had something stupid happen with them with the last game of the season, maybe. But either way, they played well past their expectations. So, you know, there's not much you can say for that. Besides the point that you come back to this year, started back up, and what do we have? Classic Danny Dimes show and classic New York Giants. Cowboys should be good though. But yeah, those two were some ass whoopings. The Pittsburgh and the Giants, they got some self searching to do, soul searching, I guess you could call it. What else? Probably the most exciting game. Everybody would probably agree with this. Rams and the Seahawks. God damn, what a performance! What a performance by Tua, Matthew Stafford, the young Hawaiian kid from what school did he go to? I don't know, but the Puka kid, making plays all over the field. Tyreek making plays all over the field. Tua slinging a rock. The coaching going back and forth. It was damn good.
You ain't going nowhere.
That was a damn good game, and the defense wasn't that existent. The defense wasn't that existent, but who knew? Well, actually, it just makes perfect sense for whoever. It just makes perfect sense for whoever to have Tyreek Hill to turn into a significantly better quarterback
Ready.
And then for us to look at that and be like, hey, see, he can play quarterback. You see that? He could play some quarterback. But, you know, I mean, we already knew that. He did good at Alabama. He played well at Alabama. He had some good years. There's a reason he got drafted where he was. And one thing I'm starting to learn about just QBs today, as they come into the league,
Down.
looking at all these rookies here, if you can get them the weapons, i.e. Jalen Hurts last year, Joe Burrow
Ready.
2 years ago, having Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, good players there. We'll talk about old Joe in a minute.
Ready. Ready.
But like just giving these guys good playmakers, gave Josh Allen some playmakers, gave Gabriel Davis, Diggs, and then that awesome defense that shut down the Jets yesterday when they didn't really have much going on, especially with Zach Wilson at the quarterback. When you give these quarterbacks
Ready.
good surroundings, you're bound to have a good result. And it's only because these guys are in the NFL. And if they don't have a good result, then unfortunately, you have to go through this whole rigmarole.
Hut, hut.
And this is a reason why I'm not a Texas fan anymore. You have to go through this whole rigmarole where you have to diagnose exactly why your quarterback isn't as effective. Some of us can see it as clear as day, like some of the throws that they make, some of the decisions that they make, it just needs to be polished. And maybe with that, they turn into a significantly better quarterback.
On the ready.
But some of these guys, it's hard to explain, so I'm not gonna get that deep into it. I need like a QB guru to like come on with me or something like that to really get into the crux of it. But what I do know is the difficulty of learning how to play at this level and then playing from the college level, it's significantly different in terms of what you're reading on the field, how to read it on the field, and how quickly it's developing.
Let's go now.
And then also that ability of your team all together to execute their job. So you're depending on a quarterback to trust what he sees. You're depending on a quarterback to trust what he sees on top of the coordinator putting together
Here we go.
a play call that would manipulate the defense for that particular play.
Ready.
There's about 5 different aspects that have to go right. The play call, the protection, the route running,
Ready up.
the quarterback's ability to see what he's looking at first, and then the ability to go through progression. 2 of those things have to do with the quarterback. 3 of them
Here we go.
don't.
Set.
And we're talking about just pass plays, obviously, in particular. So when it comes to evaluating quarterbacks and what they're doing on and what they're doing on a down basis passing the ball, we got to be more consistent on how we evaluating them and considering all these factors. Damn, he still caught it.
Come on. Set.
And so we gotta. I say all of that just to say that the credit that we give these quarterbacks is not as much as we should be giving them. Yeah, they're great. It starts and ends with them. But the fact we just went through the factors in passing the ball and what's important in those factors, and we determined there's 5 of them. I determined there's 5 of them. You might disagree. If you can't get those 5 items to line up, that's another reason why running backs can't get paid as well too. Not to go on a big tangent, but running back position depends on 5 linemen up front to do their job in order to be effective. It depends on 5 different other human beings to be effective. scheme,
I got you, boy.
and then also the strength to complete the job, or the smartness, the IQ to position yourself when to seal an edge or to do X, Y, and Z, you know. But either way, like I said, I say all that to say
Ready, break.
the amount of scrutiny, the amount of credit that we give them, it has to be tempered down just a bit. So with Tua and his ability to kind of be effective, I think a lot of these guys are going to be effective in the league. It's going to be a difference between what guys are going to be able to take very good calculated risk, and also I think the coaching is going to play a big role this year. For example, Anthony Richardson, with the really good opportunity to go 1-0 this week, made some good plays, made some bad plays, and pretty much cost his team the game with that pick. It wasn't just that; they did some other things in the game. They could have played better, but it pretty much ended with that interception he threw at the end.
Okay, break.
That interception is so these are going to be the differences. He kept you in the game, like he played well enough to keep you in the game, so that way you could be in a position where that interception would matter. I think the other rookie quarterbacks that played this week, they weren't in positions to where their interceptions would matter. And I say that to mention that this is a result of good coaching.
Let's go now.
It's a result of good coaching and a good team. I think everybody agreed that Anthony Richardson probably got drafted into the best position.
Ready, set. Ready.
And so that means that he would probably have the best chance to succeed right away. He played the best right away, so you can see it.
Ready.
That team is solid. That coach is solid.
You ain't doing nothing today.
And so you kind of wonder, like,
Here we go.
what more can you get out of that? Can he turn into a Josh Allen?
You ain't going nowhere.
A Josh Allen, a guy who can throw 3 interceptions, but obviously the team, his playmaking ability, and his coaching will have you in a situation to where those interceptions would matter. I mean, you rather they not throw those interceptions. That's what's going to determine the great ones from just the regular guys. That's why Josh Allen and
Ready.
You ain't doing nothing today.
let me not say that, but I thought people were crowning Josh Allen as a top 5, top 3 player way too soon.
Let's go.
I think yesterday was a little bit evidence of that. Probably come back down to earth a little bit more, but who knows? Joe Burrow.
Come on, set.
Joe Burr. Joe Cool. Wasn't that cool in the rain? Deshaun wasn't that hot in the rain either, but he made enough plays. And that defense was crazy. Like crazy. So in the Destiny League, I had the Browns last year.
Got it.
It reminded me a lot of that.
Go.
You ain't going nowhere.
With the Browns, I was able to make so many
Ready.
stops just by my players being as good as they were. I don't know if that's going to be the case here in Green Bay, but we'll see.
Set. Go.
But either way, to wrap it up a little bit, maybe we could.
Ready.
I know I've been all over the place, but I'm really just going off of thoughts and my thoughts from this week. I know I'm going to have some more, but these was probably the main thoughts. But like I said, just to kind of wrap it up a little bit, I believe okay, so I'm gonna just go with probably the best performance of this week off the top of my head.
Ready.
I didn't do a whole bunch of research. I just watched the games and kind of came straight here to giving a genuine opinion.
On the set. Set, cut.
But I did. I mean, I was tuned in all games pretty much. Let's see.
Set, ready. Cut, cut.
How about Baker getting the win over Minnesota?
Cut.
In Minnesota, with Minnesota hoping to win their division, being serious contenders.
Cut.
Or how about the Rams?
You ain't going nowhere.
How about the Rams punching down on the Seahawks? I wrote in my notes the Rams aren't serious. Quite literally wrote that. So they have to be the most impressive. I think they have to be the most impressive. The Rams have to be most impressive win. The Seahawks, I guess you could say that they were coming up on a regression to the mean because they outplayed their season last year as well, having Geno Smith there. I should have gave the Rams more credit. Definitely should have gave the Rams more credit. Did I write the Rams aren't serious? I did write the Rams aren't serious. What a shame. Okay, so that's one I was completely wrong about. So I'm gonna give them credit and put them as the best performance because they obviously people thought that they would be tanking, and it's only 1 week. But the fact of the matter is they didn't have a whole bunch of returning talent. They still got Aaron Donald. They still do have talent, and they still got Sean McVay, who is a solid coach. They got Matthew Stafford, who is a more than serviceable quarterback that anybody will want at any given time to lead their team down the field. I mean, you will want other quarterbacks ahead of Matthew Stafford. Don't get confused in what I'm saying here. But Matthew Stafford is more than serviceable, and he showed why you would want him this weekend. I would, especially throwing to the Puna kid. But the Rams, I would give it to them. I would give it to them as best performance this week. What I'm looking forward to. What am I looking forward to, really? What am I truly looking forward to? I haven't looked at the matchups next week, so I'm not sure who's going to be the best matchup. But based off of week 1, like, what would you want to see? Truly?
Ready?
I think the first thing is seeing if Anthony Richardson can correct his mistakes and end up on top for the Colts.
You ain't going nowhere.
There's a lot of teams I didn't mention,
Ready.
like the Jags, the Texans, Washington, Arizona, Green Bay, Chicago, Jordan Love and them. Jordan Love was nice. I'm interested in seeing Jordan Love inside that offense again, whoever they play next. I need to see Baltimore clean it up as far as their ability to compete at a high level. The Texans, I guess they gave them a run for their money. The Texans defense wasn't bad, so credit there. But let's see. Jimmy G got a dub against the Broncos, and Sean Payton. Sean Payton talked a lot of shit this offseason to end up 0-1. I'll be looking to see how he does next week with Russell as his quarterback. I want to see Russell do good. What else do we need to see?
Ready.
I think the defensive rookies had solid games. I think Jalen Carter was good. The cornerbacks from Oregon and the other guy, I believe, where did he go? To the Seahawks. I think they did pretty well. The defensive rookies did well. I want to see them do well again next week. But I think that's about it that I have. I want to see all these rookie quarterbacks take another step up. I need to see these guys be great. The Josh Allen model on Anthony Richardson, and seeing Bryce Young and CJ. I need to see these guys I want to see them turn up. Like, yeah, I understand it's different coming from college to the NFL. Them guys wouldn't draft you if they didn't believe that you had some ability to be effective. So let's see it. Let's see it next week. Guys, I'll be back next week. We're gonna be real deep into our season. Well, not even deep. We'll probably be a week into the season. Week 1. I have pretty sure I have a week 1 posted of the game. I'm gonna try to turn off the music so that the game's saved. I can have it on YouTube and stuff. I'm gonna have this on YouTube, hopefully. Yeah. This is the Twitch. This is the Twitch League, NFL podcast, Bravo Network, whatever you want to call it, man. This is it's gonna be an opportunity to talk Madden, talk NFL. You can see you're gonna be able to see the stream of all my games in the 32-man league. See me go through this journey with the GBs. I used to call them the GBs when I was call them the GBs when I was a kid. So it's cool to have them this year in my league, and we're gonna see what we could do with them. So 32-man league, y'all tune in. Y'all tune in to watch some cool ass Madden, to watch a virtual league of guys playing it out here, where it's gonna be as realistic as possible. So you're gonna see some pretty cool shit. I'm not gonna lie. Root against me or root for me, I don't give a damn, cause we gonna hoop regardless. And then come here for your weekly NFL takes too. We're gonna go through the league. Let me put something in the comments. Let me know if I need to discuss something in particular. Let me know if I need to hit something up, something you want to hear about for a particular team you want to hear about more, or something in Madden I should try out with my team here. Any free agents I should be looking at. The league about to get started. Anything, y'all chop it up with me through the comments or whatever. But yeah, hopefully we're gonna try to keep it under 30 minutes for these episodes. But this is my pilot, so this can go as long as I want it to. So yeah, I'm gonna get this saved. I hope it saves. Good Lord, I hope it saves. Otherwise, we'll just do it again for week 1. The Destiny League, and then come back for week 2 with my takes. I went 10 for 16 in all my picks, all the 16 games. So yeah, but that's enough. That's enough of me going on and on. Y'all tune in next week when we come back. I'm gonna just try to get this uploaded. It probably won't even be no editing or anything like that. We just trying to get this put out there, so have some content for you.
Ready.
Yeah, we'll have some game footage next week. So until next time, y'all be easy, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in to Bravo Network.
Ready.